You have been lied to. You've been told that if you want to be a high performer, you've got to turn off your feelings. Rise, grind, sleep, repeat. Right? After working in the tech and finance industry for almost a decade, let me tell you the truth. The high achievers who actually achieve the life that they want aren't emotionally shut off. They're deeply connected to their inner world. Because that's the only way to be viscerally connected to your vision, to naturally find the energy to turbocharge your future, and to sustain relationships that actually support you the entire way. You don't find them looking back at their life going, this wasn't even what I wanted. A regret that plagues a sobering number of high performers who work their asses off their whole life. In all my years as a coach who's helped professionals overcome their buried anxieties, deeply connect with themselves, and propel them into the future that they want, I've identified 3 distinct qualities that separates the high performers that get stuck emotionally and the ones that don't. So let's dive into that first quality. You know that uneasy feeling that you get after meeting someone wildly accomplished? Like they're very sharp, but something about them just feels deeply unrelatable. It's almost like they're missing some crucial part of the human experience because they've over-optimized for productivity, for wealth, for status. Sometimes they even over-optimize for mental health and relationships, but it all just feels empty. And that scares the living out of you because you don't want to become like that, and yet it's everywhere. What's more terrifying is you seem to be one of the few people that even notice. And then you start to think, what if I become like this? I mean, I'm sure they didn't intend to turn out this way. And that leads us to our first distinct quality. The people who are stuck emotionally don't feel this fear at all. What they're losing isn't visible to them because it isn't quantifiable. You can't measure the cost of emotional numbness or the relationships that could have been. So if you've got that fear, you're on the right track. Because you don't meet someone who's accomplished and put them on a pedestal. You see them as whole. And that's a rare ability that needs to be protected because it's really easy to lose. On to the second quality. I'm going to share you some beliefs my clients used to hold. Something is broken in me. Feeling anger is unhealthy. Setting boundaries for my aging parents is wrong. And wanting more money is materialistic. I'm going to share you some of the intuition that they also deeply felt. I have more to offer in the world. I'm wrong and disrespected. My mental health matters. And I want more for myself. As you can see, those 2 things are completely contradictory. The beliefs go against their intuition. And when they transformed, it was when they decided to take action on their intuition over their beliefs. And not to mention, all of my clients that had the most incredible transformation started off with so much doubt in me. Because they're like, there's an age difference, a cultural difference, a gender difference, a nationality difference. But they all say the same thing. I don't usually do this, but you just deeply resonate with me. And so they took that leap. On the other hand, I once had a woman who was on call with me. She said the videos resonated with her. She's feeling deeply understood. She was sharing about her story. She was emotional. She was even crying. But out of nowhere, mid-sentence, she snaps back up. It's her whole energy shifted. It felt like the tears just sucked right back into her eyes. And she goes, wait, how old are you? And I got confused. So I asked, wait, why is that an issue? Do you feel like I understand you? And she said, yes, I do. But it's just, if you're younger than me, it's kind of weird that I'm coming to help from you. And that was it. The call ended. And she walked away from a moment where she felt deeply seen. Which leads me to the second quality. Those who stay stuck value their beliefs over their intuition. And it is terrifying to trust your intuition over your beliefs because beliefs feel logical. They feel like they make sense, even if they're outdated or holding you back. Whereas intuition, it's more of a feeling, and it doesn't always make sense until after you followed them. On to the final quality. Most of my clients spent years following gurus, self-help books, podcasts. They were hungry for change. And to be fair, it worked. A little. There was that initial high and momentum, but then it kind of tapered off and then plateaued. So they start thinking, maybe I need a new modality, a new book, a new podcast. But here's what actually changes things. When we work together, I don't give them advice to listen and follow. I hold up a mirror and guide them to uncover how they work, giving them a completely new framework on how to think about themselves. their patterns, their blind spots, and the objectively remarkable qualities that they have. And then something shifts. They take the insight and apply it to not just the problem they came to solve, but across their entire life, their work, their family, even their identity. Because they're no longer applying someone else's lens, they're building their own. I provide them the perspective, but they create their wisdom. They discovered that all along, they didn't need to know what to think, but how to think in a way that fits them. They became their own gurus, which leads us to the final point. The people who are stuck emotionally are still seeking gurus, unaware that the wisdom that they're looking for is right within them. They just need to know how to find it. I've met countless high performers that live as though emotions and vulnerability are antithetical to success, that it's about what you're willing to give up. They're convinced that deepening your connection to your inner world only reduces your productivity. But it's actually the exact opposite. As a result of connecting to themselves, I've seen clients quit their job and then get a role at their dream company of over 15 years. Apply for promotions and actually get it. And that's the hard truth to face. That cutting yourself from your feelings or trying to optimize or quantify them might make you more productive, but with no vision, all while leaving your relationships as an afterthought, watering them like that succulent that your friend gave you 6 months ago. And then you look back at your life saying, man, I worked my ass off, but this isn't even what I wanted. So if you're ready to hold that mirror up to yourself, tap into your intuition and find your natural drive, that's exactly the kind of work I do with my clients. The link is in the description for a call with me. It's not a sales pitch, just a genuine conversation to see if we're the right fit for each other, because transformational work is deeply personal and it has to feel right for the both of us.